How's my audio? I want to check.
Through a mix-up, I received an invitation to participate in the Miss Teen of Washington pageant. Now, like many little girls, I had the dream of being a beauty queen, but I knew I can't. So the first thing I did was I called the pageant director and I told him I'm in a wheelchair. He didn't know what to say. It is the universal excuse to not even try. So as a teenager, I somehow through a mix-up, I received an invitation to participate in the Miss Teen of Washington pageant. Now, like many little girls, I had the dream of being a beauty queen, but I knew I can't. So the first thing I did was I called the pageant director and I told him I'm in a wheelchair. He didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. Who'd ever heard of a girl in a wheelchair in a beauty pageant? But I tried anyways, and I ended up winning. And I became the first person in the world in a wheelchair to win a pageant where the other girls were not in a wheelchair. I can't. Don't say it, don't feel it, don't believe it, and do not let it hold you back. I was always a straight A student, so after high school, when it came time to go to college, I was terrified. I mean, there were thousands of students, and the campus was huge if you've ever been to the UW. I didn't even know how I was going to get from class to class, but I went anyways. And I ended up graduating near the top of my class with a bachelor's degree in engineering, and I went on to law school and I graduated with highest honors. I can't. I didn't say it. I chose not to feel it. I refused to believe it. And I did not let it hold me back. I then worked for one of the world's leading aerospace companies. Many of you have heard of it, Boeing. And I also went on, after law school, I worked for a leading law firm. I clerked for 2 federal level judges. I was on partnership track. But all this while, I basically wanted one thing from life. I wanted to change the world. I wanted to make a difference. I think that's why I switched from engineering to law, because I thought that I would be able to help people even more. And I did for a while. I did a lot of cases free of charge for people who couldn't afford it. But it wasn't enough. So I started volunteering. I volunteered at community centers, the juvenile jail, homeless shelters, hospitals, schools, but it still wasn't enough. So then I decided to leave my job and I moved to India to work with slum children and at-risk youth. And I haven't looked back since. Where people see me and they think that I need help, I have dedicated my life to helping others. Why? Because I can. I once read that Thomas Edison failed 900 times before he invented the light bulb. I read that Michael Jordan was rejected from his high school's varsity basketball team. Oprah Winfrey, she was fired from her job at a TV station and told that she would never have a career in television. But all these people went on to be hugely successful because they refused to say, I can't. You know, whenever I talk to people about my life, a lot of times people say, I wish I could do something like that. And I always ask them one question: what's holding you back? And today I want to ask all of you, what's holding you back? And I'm sure if you were to answer this question honestly, it would include the 2 words, I can't. I can't because I'm too young. I can't because I'm inexperienced. I can't because I'm not rich enough. Because I'm not talented enough. Because no one's going to listen to me. I can't because I don't know how. I can't because I'm just an ordinary person. I can't. What if Malala Yousafzai had said, I can't? I'm too young. I'm just a girl. No one's going to listen to me. What if Mother Teresa had said, I can't. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not even Indian, so how can I work in India? What if Martin Luther King Jr. had said, I can't. No one's going to follow me. Who's ever heard of a peaceful revolution? I'm just an ordinary person. Today, I want to encourage you guys throughout life, whenever you think or you start doubting yourself, just remember two words, I can.
पहला रिएक्शन तो लगा दुनिया सब खत्म हो चुकी है। हम लोग रात भर रोते रहे। 8 घंटे तक हम लोग ने सोच लिया। दिल में तब भी था कि कहीं ना कहीं आशा की किरण जरूर होगी, क्योंकि हम ही दुनिया में अकेले नहीं होंगे। तभी 3 दिन तक मैं ऑफिस नहीं गया। उसके बाद मेरे बॉस ने मुझे जबरदस्ती बुलवाया। वो बस मेरे को गाड़ी में लेके चले गए अपने जीजा जी का। उनके जीजा जी डॉक्टर थे। उन्होंने जो जो चीजें बोली वो दिमाग में ऐसे घर करती गई। उन्होंने बोला कि अनुराग, भगवान ने तुम्हें इतना सॉलिड समझा है, तभी उन्होंने तुम्हें ऐसी परेशानी दी है। वो जानते हैं कि और कोई दुनिया में नहीं उठा सकता इसको। अभी तक तुम बिना लक्ष्य के जी रहे थे, अब जो है तुम्हारे पास लक्ष्य आ गया है कि इसको तुम्हें सुधारना है, साथ में ऐसे ही कई बच्चों को और सुधारना है। और उम्मीद करते हैं कि कुछ समय के बाद हम लोग भी कुछ न कुछ ऐसे बच्चों के लिए करते रहेंगे, जिससे कि इस बड़े क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल जाए कि हमारे बाद क्या।
हमारे बाद क्या? I believe this question is there with everyone's mind who are present in the meeting. My values are family, freedom, and service. What do you mean by family? Spend more time with your family, spouse, and kids. For that, most of the people in the meeting must be striving for that. Allow to live life of your child with the special needs to enjoy his life to fullest. Do we give enough time? Do we give enough time so that we can explore his energy, his ability, and his skill level? Have high energy to jump and play with your kid. Freedom from social stigma that why it has happened to me, from dependency and from worry of what after us. This worry is eating us. What after us? Service. Be role model to inspire mature, high energetic professional to join. This was decided long back, and now we are getting a lot many people through my bootcamp who are willing to part in the social segment to serve people, and this is how it will happen. Help more people. My mission: those who have joined first time, 1 lakh person with disabilities to get employment and lead dignified life in next now 4 years. By 30th April 2029, here's a small introduction of myself, engineer in electrical and electronics from NIT Karnataka, 1993 batch. Experience of 28 years in corporate world like Videocon, Philips, Haier, Electrolux, Tata Sky, World Space, Tata Docomo. And last organization was B2X, through which I was taking care of Samsung service all across India, and also extended my support in establishing services to Samsung services to Vietnam and US. About Garima madam, who is my wife, she is RCA certified, whom you will listen after maybe 5 minutes, and she is RCA certified in autism spectrum disorder, mother of Vatsal, that is that is one of the best qualification, and 17 years of working with children and adult with autism. Now grown to, now this is my son Vatsal, 25 year, always happy. Sometimes he gives some tantrum, throws some tantrum, but not so damaging. Enjoys going to center, do some learning, stays with his peers at independent living training program. This is our.
You feel the corporate pressure to keep climbing, but the heaviest weight you carry is the worry for the one waiting for you back home. So you take a step that's beyond your comfort zone. You decide to be more than a provider. You decide to be a father. Suddenly, you're free. You have the time to connect, the energy to jump and play, the freedom to serve your family first.
freedom to serve your family. Let me know who all are ready with their question and answer. I'll just scan through. This is the 5-day boot camp which we are all conducting on regular basis, where from 8:15 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., where we understand how a person sitting at different location can start for social work, can start a social venture sitting at your location, can do social work, so that I can visualize, I can realize also my mission statement, 1 lakh person with disabilities to get employment. It cannot happen alone. I need lot many people to stay with us. So I'll just scan through. I'll call Ganima Madam. This is about 5-day boot camp which I'm telling. It starts from Monday and ends on Friday. I'll just call. These are.
And I was a student of batch 4 and I have just completed my digital employment course and I am an employee as well.
Good morning. With these all video clips, I would like to invite Dr. Bhushan Punani. Before I invite him, I will just play one small presentation which I have got, that how he, after passing from IIM-A, Ahmedabad, he decided to work for the social cause. Welcome, Dr. Bhushan Punani. Once again, before I introduce you, I'll just try to tell something about yourself to the audience who are present in this meeting, and this is going YouTube live, so you can also watch it later on. This is a journey where he was a victim of partition, and he has left with not a well-off journey. He has started journey, very moderate journey, where he could survive with minimal thing which he had that time. He settled in Jhansi, Haryana. That time he joined the National Dairy NDRI Karnal and did BSc, and then later on he applied for IIM-A, first result from NDRI and first from his own town to get admission. A modest performance dominated by IIT schools. Normally in IIM, IITs are dominant. Merit cum means scholarship. Did all his project on tribal development. His inclination was in that direction only since then. His inspiration was his father, who was a social reformer, preacher of values in life, known as Bhagat, as he had developed cremation place as place of prayer with a green cover and excellent infrastructure. His statue installed there, rare of the rarest gesture. This is his statue. Nothing has changed in the 25 years. He used to eat roots when he was child, and he has believed that he lived a miserable existence. This is an instance, I believe, has changed his view for that he will listen from him that this Tamil Nadu, one district, 25 inmates charged to death, no escape from fire. Just you can see their fate. Unconventional. After passing out, he opted to join BPA, Blind People Association, Ahmedabad, and that has a challenging thing. When people think about their career, he thought about he took some risk in his life. Director of IIM summoned him come to see me, investigate the reason for such deviant behavior, considered this placement a leap in the dark. But after he explained about his mission, his vision, he wants to work for the social, from abject poverty. He wants to remove that abject poverty, social exclusion, illiteracy, exploitation of people. Director gave him blessing, Vijay Bhav, and asked him that I was confident that I would be, what is this? Just hold a minute. I was confident it would be my lifelong vision. That time he explained. These are some honors and awards he has got. I'll not go through all. I'll go through very fast because I believe a lot of people are waiting now. Very rewarding, fulfilling, exciting, continued acquiring a new knowledge and using the same at national and international level, opportunity for working at apex level of NGO management. BPA emerged as largest disability NGO, played important role in drafting of national right of based legislation, monitoring of education and empowerment of national level, advisory and consultative support to most leading international NGOs in India. Stalwart without ownership, not for profit, but for great cause, great good for of all. Trust and society laws adopted, concept of trusteeship. Each trustee these are the few things which I'll certainly ask during my question and answer session, how he has done. Here Indicator of success is not earning per share, return on investment, debt to equity ratio, net asset value. It is rather restoration of eyesight. Like you can understand, BPA means Blind People Association. Increased mobility of person with disabilities, number of children with disabilities going to school. These are the indicator of success. I'll fast forward it. From one campus to 16 now, I believe now Dr. Bhushan Punani will explain that it is, I think it is now 18. These are few locations, campus locations where we can see these things. I have listed few of them. Ravi Arora versus Union of India Union of India CWP number this. Okay, right. These are the some successes where he can change people's life. She is Miru Ben. You can see 40 years of imprisonment. She was staying like this, and this is her current situation. Niruban, after 3 weeks of intensive treatment, dressed like human, accepted by family members and community. He is, I think, Rajesh said. You can see what he can do, being blind, being visually impaired. As a physiotherapist, you can see that one visually impaired lady is working as a physiotherapist. You can see Rochers makes a film Listening to the Shadows, gets 6 international awards. He is also visually impaired. Amit Jain, a visually impaired student, inspiring journey to IIM-A and IIM-C. First person to complete a MBA and then PhD. Gaganbir Singh got admission in 5 IIMs, doing postdoctorate from Norway. These are few. This is one important thing, one very interesting thing for all social impact ventures. BPA mobilizes resource from abroad, average 2.6 crore every year. These are year on year fund which it attracts. So here it is. We can just move forward, and now someone donated 22 acre. She is Basanti Ban. The school teacher has donated 85 lakhs. And it is a little brief about his family. Hansa, my wife, his wife was practicing as lawyer in High Court, Gujarat. Daughter is also lawyer, and all 3 are working for the cause. These are few photographs which can certainly make all of us proud. So I'll invite Dr. Bhushan Punani ji and make him co-host, as well as I'll make myself on other mobile also a co-host. I'll make a spotlight for everyone so that we can listen. Dr. Bhushan Punani. Namaste everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of our video podcast today. We have privilege of meeting and learning from true story, true visionary Dr. Bhushan Punani, name synonyms with leadership, compassion and national building in the field of disability and disability inclusion. Dr. Bhushan Punani's journey is extraordinary, from his early years marked by scarcity and struggle to becoming IIM Ahmedabad alumnus, who chose service over security. He has built one of India's largest, most impactful organization, Blind People Association. His life embodies the spirit of stalwartship without ownership. I believe that true leaders are more merely custodian, working for greater good of all. That means they are trustee, custodian, not the owner, and everyone owns the mission statement. In today's session, we'll walk through his inspiring journey and explore how he built sustainable infrastructure, master of art in fundraising, and continues to expand his mission with humility and purpose. Dr. Bhushan Punani, it's an honor to have you with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anurag. Thank you very much. Thanks for showing all the slides and sharing information about my journey, which has been very exciting and also rewarding. Just to share with the people on the screen and off the screen that I never imagined that the organization, which is so small but with a lot of potential, emerges country's largest NGO in the disability development field. And as Anurag rightly pointed out, my journey began from a small village, a small town in Haryana. And just to mention, the 3 people played a very decisive role in shaping up my future and giving me encouragement. It was my father, whose picture you have seen, who was a very pious soul, known as reformer, social reformer in the area. His life did inspire me. Then we had Swami Advaitanandji. First time in my life, I saw a saint who could predict his own demise. He told that this day, this time, he'll be moving to the other world. And I, as a student of 6th standard, was standing before this divine soul. And at the designated time, by saying Ram, Ram, 3 times, he left this world of mortals. And he had nothing. He had no bank account. He had no house. He had virtually nothing apart from the place where he was staying. That also was a kutia, a public place. And that gave me an impression that you can be happy, you can be contented, you can be satisfied, you can inspire others without having any material gifts or anything which you own. No ownership can also make you serve others. And that impression, and just to conclude, we made a samadhi for him, which is there even today. Whenever I go to Hostis, first thing go to my father's statue and his samadhi and to seek their blessing. And third person is saint, who became a saint during partition, one of my uncle or my mother. He met us after 40 years. For 40 years he was wandering, he was preaching. And he gave me a very small meditation formula, Om Sohang, and how to use these 2 words for your meditation. And that has shaped my career in a very big way. Of course, my mother, which was a big source of inspiration and motivated me, despite being at IIM Ahmedabad with a gold medal from NDRI Karnal, I should opt for something unconventional.
Yes.
So going to the further part, journey at IIM was also very exciting. A lot of ice calls, as we call them, people from all the premier institutes studying among them and having a very brilliant faculty and a very outstanding system, still did not deter me from going from unconventional field. When it came to placement, as Anurag said, I opted for unconventional job. People told me, what a risk. You want to encash your IIM degree? I said, no, I'll encash in a different way. And the most unconventional job, as you know by now, was joining the Blind People's Association, known as Blind Men's Association, which is just a school for the blind with few activities. And I was not sure what I can do, but I promised the management, which are led by Shri Arvind Lal Bhai, Jagdish Bhai Patel, Bhadraban Satya, Nandiban Munsha, all stalwarts from the industry and social field, that I will definitely stick for 2 years and will not leave under any circumstances. But if things are shaping up and things are happening, I will continue. I must tell you, those 2 years period was never over. It's now 45 years, still it continues. But the credit for success of BPA goes to people of Gujarat. They are very philanthropists. Wherever they are, they believe in philanthropy. And that has made a big difference to the growth of NGOs in the state of Gujarat. If you are transparent, if you are accountable, if you are visible, if you are doing something pious, money is never any restriction. There are people to support you. And that made us grow very fast. And here, just to mention and to tell you all my friends from corporate and NGOs, we believe in the principles of stewardship, trusteeship, as given by Mahatma Gandhi. And he mentioned that you have to run an NGO, not as an owner, but only as a manager, as a trustee. The moment you start feeling that you are the owner, that's the downfall for the people and for the organization. So my organization, which is managed by very, very outstanding group of trustees, and it believes in the principle of stewardship, that we're running a ship without any ownership. We are just the captains, we are just the managers, and that has made a very big difference. And few things which I'd like to highlight, which have made us very different than, first of all, BPA is 100% transparent, accountable, believes in reporting back the end use of all the contributions, and believes in taking the community along with all our activities for the project. And just you'll be wondering, just go to our website, bpindia.org. Every day at 6 o'clock, you can see the list of donors. You can see the list of activities. For 5 years, who gave how much donation for what purpose? You can see that. You can see the list of CSR partners. I don't think any NGO will disclose that who are their CSR partners. And we are one of the few organizations which uploads the list of CSR partners right on the homepage of our website. Then in annual report, we reflect the list of all the NGOs and all the CSR partners who are supporting us with the amount disclosed and with the purpose disclosed. That has made us very different. That is because our trustees and our team, the team of directors, deputy directors, they believe in 100% transparency, and that is what has made the big difference. Then coming to
transparency, that is wonderful. 3 things you have said: transparency, visibility, and visibility means, I think, that is activity visibility, what we are doing. And third is pious. And you said every day 6 o'clock. That means every day 6 o'clock is uploaded. The previous
Yes.
day's contribution. Wonderful.
Because
I'll just go through while you're talking. I'll just go through the website also meanwhile, and so that I can learn a lot of things. And this learning is not only for me. This learning is for everyone who wants to start their own venture, sitting at their own location, and they are struggling. The struggling for fund is one of the major struggle of those social venture who wants to start social venture, and they want to do good quality work in the society. They have to raise fund. There is no other way they can do without funding. So these are three things which is certainly commendable, which is I have noted down. But one thing you said is stewardship to without ownership. That means anyone who is working there, they have belongingness, but they don't own. Is it my understanding is okay for this?
yes, Anurag, because the ownership of trust lies with the state. We work with the public money. Every money is given by public and corporate and the government. So we have no right to say that this is our money. This is not our money. This is money given to us to use for the cause for which your NGO has been established. And this feeling has to go down the line to everybody. Just to add to the three things you mentioned, there are two more things. One is that every NGO must know what are the statutory compliances, which is very important in today's world, because now, as you know, we are under a lot of statutory compliances, particularly in the Income Tax Act, charity laws, then FCRA, to be very, very specific, and the CSR rules. Now, unless you understand the compliances, unless you know how to fulfill those compliances, because they are mandatory, you have no choice. You have to meet with all the statutory compliances. BPA, for one, is known for meeting 100% statutory compliances. And second thing along with that is the innovativeness. You cannot be stagnant. You have to keep on growing. You have to keep on diversifying, expanding your activities. That's what BPA has done. From a small campus of 2.5 acres, we are now spread across the state of Gujarat and part of Rajasthan with a chain of campuses, number of activities, and my team has been always struggling to grow. Almost every second year, we're adding a new campus, and you'll be surprised. We never spend money on the capex. All money on the capex is raised from our donors, corporate and foreign donors, and that's the way you have to reach more and more people. Now we are, changing our approach. Instead of having big campuses, we want to have small early intervention centers. And I request all the NGOs who are listening to me that you go to the people, go to their homes, go to their hearts and minds and souls, and try to help them wherever they are, because they don't have money, they don't have knowledge, they don't have resources to come to you. It's up to you that how you mobilize the resources and get the support and go to them. And very small intervention, just giving them physiotherapy, just giving them low vision devices, just giving them surgery or therapeutic intervention can change their lives. You saw a number of examples and Rob showed you. They're very, very small interventions. And it's the family, it's the parent, it's the community which matters. If you go to the community, like as BPA, we already have 34 early intervention centers, we have 18 vision centers, and we're going to expand these small centers maybe to every taluk, to maybe every sometime to every village wherever possible, so that people of that area who are not aware, despite a lot of schemes and entitlements and things, people are not aware, they're not getting anything like that. So if you go to them, motivate them, enable them, counsel the family, results are fantastic. So this is the way we have to keep changing the approach. And just to add the fourth dimension, which is now becoming very important, Anurag, and all the participants, is technology and the social media. Technology is a game changer. I give a classical example. 30 years before, a person with visual impairment could not touch a computer, could not touch a mobile because it was inaccessible. Today, highest number of jobs people are getting are the computer related. Highest type of skills they're developing are the IT based. They're into large companies. So because now we have technology, we have a screen reading software, we have special devices, we have smart glasses, we have mobility sticks with the laser devices. So we have to live with that. Same applies to other disabilities, be it deaf blindness, be it autism. Once you use the technology, it can change the lives of people. Just to mention, Anurag, as you are in the field of autism, we are very happy that very first student of our ITI, one Ganesh, he was the first one to complete the 10th standard in a regular school. He was the first one to complete 12th standard in the regular school. He was the first one to do a certificate course of 1 year in computer and also did a 1 year course in desktop publishing. You can't believe that a person who has severe autism can break the ceiling and can achieve all these milestones. And he was so impressive that Doordarshan carried a small feature on him, that how despite deaf blindness, he could operate the computer to the desktop. This happened not because the hard work of mother and institute. It happened because of technology use, because of new method use. So I urge upon that NGOs need to use the technology, and the last dimension is the changing the policies, changing the laws. You cannot be a static spectator. You have to see that how the new dimensions of law, policies, programs can change the life of people. And you don't have to just sit in the wall of your office, four walls of your institute. You have to go out. You have to see that you work closely with the government, with the authorities, and enable them, motivate them, help them to evolve new laws, new policies, new programs, and make a big difference.
And at a very small level, like us and many other working in different part of country, like right now I can visualize that when BPA reaches to some authority, government authority, it makes a lot of difference. But how we can do as a small partner of this game?
Actually, that's a very good question. You have to understand our philosophy, our reach, that how we develop the contacts with the community. You all will be very surprised. There's a lot of good people in the community who want to do something, who want to support in one way, but they don't know how to go about. My colleagues keep on telling that we are one of the few institutes where we don't pay any rental. We don't hire any place in the community. Every place where we run the centers is given by the community, is with the participants community. If you go to a small taluk or big village and identify a good people who are willing to work, preferably people who understand disability well, or the parents or the family members and have experienced disability, they will come forward. There are huge resources in the community which can be tapped. We are not saying that go and set up everything special. You have to be inclusive. You have to use the same infrastructure, same school, same health center, same post office, same bus stand. Everything remains the same. It's only that you are diverting those resources for the use of families and people with disabilities and those at risk. And you'll be surprised. The resources which are available in the community are so abundant. Even they can mobilize financial resources, material resources. We have, as I mentioned, all these campuses where every land has come as a donation, either from the government or from the public. If BP can get 45 acres of land as donation, as right to use, I'm sure everybody can get. We raised a lot of community resources which are used in the community itself. BP has no role in that money. It's their money used for their own purpose. We are only the motivators and enablers.
Great. So that means everyone can do at their own level, and possibly the community movement is much more important role in this. When we reach, we cannot sit in our office. We have to go to the community, the small talukas, to influence people, and that is where the success lies. So many NGOs struggle to balance compassion with the sustainability. What were the key strategies or decisions that helped you build long-term self-sustainable infrastructure for BPA program? I think you have answered it, but certainly would like to much more on this long-term. That means even if we are not there, it should run the way it is running.
Thank you, Anurag. First thing, for that, you need a very good team of people. And there's the sixth dimension. I mentioned five. The sixth dimension is having a very good team of dedicated, devoted people who take up this task as a lifetime mission. And people find it very difficult to find such people. But I'm very happy that BPA has been very fortunate. All my team members have joined BPA out of choice, out of compassion, out of dedication. They all are qualified. They all have doctorate. They have postgraduate. And then they were sent to best institutes in the world, and they were able to do their sensitization orientation program. They get all the exposure in the best institute, and then they came and developed. And to make it sustainable, while the government is a big source, corporate is a big source, but you have to have your own resources for the sake of sustainability. You all will be glad the income tax law permits you to have a corpus, and the corpus, it will be in the technical term, is not an income, it's not taxable. Every corpus is deducted, is not considered income of that year. So BPA, right from 1981, started building small corpuses. We call it individual corpus, and we requested people, you give us the money. Money will remain intact. We will not use your money. We'll invest that money in the rightful manner. And what earning we get, it used to be 15%, now it has come down to 8 to 9%. We will use that for running the program of your choice. I'm very glad when I'm talking to you. We started with one such endowment, corpus fund. Now we have 245. And there are 245 groups of people who have trusted us, and they have given us their money, including some corporate. And that money we use as a corpus. And use the interest earning or dividend earning from that money for running our activities. So I urge upon all the NGOs that while it's good to get money from the government, we must get it. While it's good to raise and spend the money, but some part of the money, and just to clarify to all of you, 15% of your total income of the year you can carry forward for perpetuity for your sustainability. The law permits you. You can spend only 85%, 15% under Section 11(1). Remember that. Tell to your CA that money can be carried forward forever. Under Section 11(2), any money which is surplus of that year can be carried forward for 5 years. You can spend in 5 years. So because of these, legal and income tax rules, you can become sustainable provided you save some money and carry it for posterity, and you encourage people, encourage the corporate. While they cannot give you corpus under CSR, but they can give you corpus from their own donations, from their family fund, from their foundation. So because BPA started building a corpus and went for a very well-planned investment policy, investment practice, we are one of the best institute as far as investment comes to investment, and that has made us sustainable to the level that we do get the government grant, we do get the corporate money, but we want to come to a level where the organization remains financially, economically sustainable forever. And BPA is a classical example. I urge upon you to go to our website and go to publication and read the book Charity to Parity by Shubhra Gaur. And this book will explain to you what I'm talking, that how you can become sustainable. And if you have any question, you can ask our team. And this is a good planning, people's participations, people's faith, and following the law very strictly, that you can make your NGO sustainable.
So that means 245 corpus fund. That means there are 245 around projects running on the name of those who have donated, contributed. And does BPA has 245 account numbers also for that to keep that fund? Or it is kept in a single fund, single account, and then distributed as per the project?
Yeah, good question, Anurag. Actually, we don't need to keep a separate account. We keep a separate ledger. For every fund, there are two ledgers. Ledger 1 is for the fund, ledger 2 is for the interest. So every interest earning which we get, collective comprehensive interest earning, we allocate to every fund, and that is credited to the interest account, and any money we spend for the purpose for which the money was given is debited to the interest ledger. And when there's a new contribution which is coming to that particular individual corpus, that is credited to the fund. So the corpus fund ledger is never debited, it's only credited, it's only increases, whereas the interest ledger is debited and credited every year on regular basis. So there are separate ledgers in our books of account, and then the principle is we are locking system. Once the money is debited, credited to a ledger, it cannot be transferred to any other account. So it remains there forever, and it cannot be used for other purpose. And second thing, I'd just like to mention that our donors keep on giving us money because we report back to them. My team of fundraising, my team of the executives report back to every donor what happened to their fund, how much money we have spent, and every donor has a right to come and see our books of account and to do his own audit or inspection and see that where the money is being spent. And we have now a very special system of giving quarterly report to every donor, every friend. Many of you who are on the screen, you must be getting. If you're not getting, just send us your email ID. You'll be getting quarterly report every quarter on all the activities of BPA, and that keeps us going. And then we keep on finding the new donors from India and abroad. Now even the foreign donors are very keen, particularly people who are Indian origin, to have such small corpuses. We tell the people, don't start your own NGO. It's just very cumbersome and very expensive and very, I should say, challenging to run an NGO. You better have your corpus with us, which will be as good as your NGO, and you can play a role in that. Many of our donors, they manage the fund. We are only the instrument. We are only the base where they operate. They manage the fund, and that has made a big difference to the growth of BPA.
Wonderful. There's one question out of this learning which I'm getting. Suppose a person, since I conduct a lot of boot camp for developing social venture, those who want to develop their own social venture, this webinar will work as a catalyst for that. I have a lot of people who want to start, but they are somewhere stuck. So can there be one association with BPA so that BPA can find their strength and then try to develop them as an extended part of BPA? Because finally, as you said, everyone thinks that it should run after them, not they should own the things. They would certainly like to work as a trustee, as you mentioned. They can work on behalf of BPA, and then further you can do. Is that possible? Because as you said that don't start your NGO to the contributor. Similarly, there are many people who want to do something for the society, but they struggle for the fund. They have a lot of good experience. They are working in corporate. They have worked in corporate, now retired or maybe at the verge of retirement, but want to work. That is where I found that there's a lot of scope of corporate employees looking for because they have some special person at home.
Thank you very much. In fact, we have a system that whenever you ask by any association or group of NGOs like Parivar, Srikar, to organize special sessions for them on resource mobilization, on statutory compliance, we do that. We do it regular basis. Recently, 2 months before, we did a whole seminar which was available online. You can find that on our YouTube. A whole seminar on capacity building of NGOs, where all the 4 laws were, shared threadbare in the real sense by the leading experts of this country. So this is to keep on motivating the NGOs how they should be statutory compliance and how they should mobilize resources. And BPA is a very open organization. As just to highlight that, we believe that we don't have to work for people who are in our campus. We have to work for each and everybody in any part of the country. So we can work through other NGOs. So our concept of CBR, now which is called CBID, we have worked through more than 250 organizations funded by a consortium of international funding organization to build their capacity, to run a program, and after 3 years to see that it's their program. So we believe in Anurag in local action. We like the people to have the local NGO, local organization, and we'll be very happy to guide them, motivate them. And incidentally, our website, our annual report carries the complete information that who are our CSR partner, where we raise the money online, and how we raise the money, which departments are helping us. I urge upon, see that, and even when you have any questions and anybody wants to start any activity or any fund with BPA, many corporate have done, we'll be very happy to take care of that. And I'd like to clarify one thing which is very unique about BPA. From all these funds, from all these CSR contribution, from all these small individual funds, corpus fund we have, there's no contribution to BPA. There's no service charge. There's no money, not a single rupee is transferred to BPA account. This service is 100% free by BPA. BPA runs on the different funds, which are general donations and our own earnings and our government grant. But when it comes to people's money, the corporate money, the individual money, which they are entrusted to us, that will have no cost borne by that donor, no contribution. So we'll be very happy to guide anyone, my team, which is a very, very strong team. They all are a group of dedicated, experienced, learned people. They'll be very happy. We have a system of even hand-holding of number of ones in the western part of India and the Sense International India program. We have been helping organizations, the Site Savers program, CBM program. So we'll continue doing that, and we'll be very happy if we could be instrumental in strengthening or promoting a good cause in any part of the country.
So, in case I can take you to a website where you can guide if any organization which is very small right now can do some research in your website. I think this is the website. BP community-based inclusive development. I have opened CSR, CBR, CBI. I have opened CBID.
Yeah, this is our STAR program, which we do with the support of Rehab Council of India, and it was developed by Melbourne University. So there we do support other NGOs, and we'll be happy to do that. And there are a number of such programs which are very innovative and need-based. So you can visit our website, you can visit our social media. We're very powerful. I'll also urge upon the NGOs that you should have a very powerful, well-designed social media. It's very easy now to reach the world and to reflect your achievements or your programs to the social media. So BP is very active on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Now we'll be on LinkedIn and also all of the social media. We do that, number one, to maintain our transparency. Number two, to share our information. Number three, to change the mindset of the people that it is possible to share your information and still keep on growing. See, Anurag, I'd like to clarify, we don't have right on all the money, but we are right on all the services. If through our intervention, our information sharing, if people can benefit, that will be a big, big achievement for us. My whole team believes in ideology of giving, sharing, caring, and being a trusted partner, both to the government, to the corporate, to the individual donors, to the foundations, and to ourselves.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm just taking time to open this because of internet speed. How did you bring professional management practice, perhaps inspired by your IIM background, or into the social sector without losing the human touch? Because it is during my personal experience, I could find that it is very difficult to find very professional people in social sector. We train them, guide them, and develop them. It takes a lot of time. Whereas in corporate sector, when I was there, it is very easy. Just go through 2, 3, 4 rounds of interviews and do it. But there was money also. But here, money is certainly a constraint when we start. When we try to give money with our budget constraint of budget. First thing. Second thing, people normally don't see a role model that they can become after that, because they need to see the career path in this social sector also. So this is one question which is always there.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I repeat, you have to identify the right people. People who want to join you out of concern, out of dedication, out of some experience, and they are willing to sacrifice the luxury of earning high monies in corporate and having a very comfortable life. Number two, once they join you, you have to build them, you have to motivate them, you have to see that they have the right type of skills, you have to depute them, nominate them to right type of training centers across the world and look for scholarships or sponsorship. That's number one. Number two, then give them free hand to work, give them freedom, give them sort of an energy to so that they work on their own. And third thing, a very important sense of ownership. You have to keep struggling that people feel for a collective ownership. It's not a one man's ownership. It's not a one man's stewardship. It's the collective ownership which matters. And if you keep those people glued to your cause and keep them motivated, keep them informed, keep them sensitized, I mean, that makes it. We have a very small, very a good system. Our board of director meets every Tuesday and Friday from 10:30 to 12:30. So all our key people get together and share everything. That brings in cohesiveness. Then we have a WhatsApp group of each and every staff member, and they get all the updates on day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis. Then we do a very, very interesting thing that we celebrate birthdays of our staff every month. Every month, all the people who have the birthdays, we celebrate that. Everybody gets together. We are lunch or the snacks together. And another thing we do is we invite our staff to come and share their achievements and what they are doing. And we introduce all the new staff. We have a system of orientation, induction, which we do. And then, to be honest with you, we have a very good system which NGO should adopt. We have post-retirement policy. I mean, we don't believe in retirement, because finding good human resources and telling them you are 58, bye-bye, that is antithesis. So people who are good, people who are functional, people who are dedicated, they must be retained even after the physical age of 58 is reached. So we have a very well-developed policy which has enabled us to retain outstanding people till they are capable of working, and that has made the people, more result-oriented. They know that if they're good performers, they're in line with the philosophy, thinking of the organization, they're right or continue even after retirement. And I urge upon all the NGOs, unlike corporate, unlike government, that you must retain good people, you must respect them, you must encourage them. It's not the age which matters, it's your mindset, it's your outlook, it's your sense of achievement, sense of dedication, sense of devotion, sense of ownership, which matters. And if you want to retain that, good people have to be retained, have to be motivated, and that has made a big difference to the growth of our organization.
Thank you. This is wonderful learning. And a lot of things I'm writing, I believe that I would be able to implement the same thing with us. One is post-retirement policy. I would like to have that policy ready-made from you in due course of time, and possibly I can also introduce it. Although we have very small start in Jaipur, but when I left job in 2019, I was looking for something, what to do now, how to take it forward. And there's a lot of struggle for past 5 years. And then I decided to work for one cause, that is employment of person with disability. And that is also growing. Actually, 90 people have been employed, but that is nothing in comparison to my mission statement, 1 lakh person by 2029. That is why we are conducting a lot of learning webinars where we can learn and do it at our location, or maybe it's replicated. So those who want to join in 5-day boot camp, they can join. I will just post in chat box what is the joining link, so you can join there and complete it within 5 days. How to do it, what to do it. You transform supporters from IIM faculty to global organization into lifelong allies. What, according to you, convert a donor into believer?
there are 3-4 बहुत ही ऑब्जर्वेशन चैट बॉक्स में आई हैं. मैं आपसे गुजारिश करूंगा कि धर्मेंद्र ने 3 बहुत ही अच्छे राइटअप शेयर किए हैं, आप उनको शेयर कर सकते हैं. और मैं एक पार्टिसिपेंट से माफी मांगना चाहूंगा, किसी ने रिक्वेस्ट किया कि हिंदी में भी बोलना चाहिए. मेरी क्षमा याचना, मैंने बहुत देर आपका कमेंट देखा, और हम कोशिश करेंगे कि इस वीडियो को हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करके आपको दिया जाए. अनुराग जी की हिंदी बहुत अच्छी है, वो कुछ टाइटलिंग करके आपको देंगे. और तीसरा और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, किसी ने सवाल पूछा है कि क्या ऑटिज्म को भी लागू पड़ता है. मैं कहूँगा यस. डिसेबिलिटी कोई भी हो, विकलांगता कोई भी हो, हम लोग संस्था के लिए बात कर रहे हैं. वो संस्था ऑटिस्टिक बच्चों के लिए काम करती हो, किसी विकलांग के लिए काम करती है. जो भी मैंने बातें की है, वो सभी प्रकार की विकलांगता सभी प्रकार के मार्जिनल ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल को लागू पड़ती है। आप किसी भी विकलांगता में काम करते हो, जो है विचार सस्टेनेबिलिटी पर, रिसोर्स मोबिलाइजेशन पर, पॉलिसी डेवलपमेंट पर जो किए गए हैं, वो बिल्कुल आपकी सभी संस्थाओं को लागू पड़ते हैं। आप उसको स्वीकार कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम लोग डिसेबिलिटी स्पेसिफिक मुद्दों पर चर्चा नहीं कर रहे हैं। हम लोग संस्थाओं के फ्रेमवर्क, संस्थाओं की सस्टेनेबिलिटी, उस पर काम कर रहे हैं। ये सभी विकलांगता को लागू पड़ती है। थैंक यू।
भाविका जी पूछ रही है, व्हाट कैन बी डन टू इंक्रीज द पे स्केल ऑफ पीपल वर्किंग इन दिस फील्ड सो दैट more and more skilled people can choose this field and can sustain, thereby increase the quality of services.
यस, डेफिनेटली पे स्केल इज, भाविका का क्वेश्चन बहुत ही सही है। कोई भी संस्था कॉर्पोरेट सैलरी तो पे नहीं कर सकेगी, क्योंकि और गवर्नमेंट सैलरी भी पे नहीं कर सकेगी। ये क्लैरिटी होना बहुत जरूरी है कि यदि गवर्नमेंट जॉब चाहिए तो गवर्नमेंट में ही जाना पड़ेगा। कोई भी संस्था है एक डिसेंट लिविंग वेज तो अवश्य दे सकती है और देनी भी चाहिए। यदि जो व्यक्ति गवर्नमेंट लेवल की सैलरी की अपेक्षा कर रहा है अतः कॉर्पोरेट की कर रहा है, तो मैं तो एडवाइस करूंगा कि आप एनजीओ मत ज्वाइन करिए, आप गवर्नमेंट की जॉब ही के लिए जाइए, कॉर्पोरेट में ज्वाइन करिए। यदि आपको सैक्रिफाइस करना चाहते हैं, आप किसी पर्पस के लिए, किसी उद्देश्य के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, यदि आप थोड़ा आप अपने आप को सरकारी सैलरी से कंपेयर नहीं करना चाहते, तो आप एनजीओ में आइए। अदरवाइज मैं स्पष्ट कहना चाहूंगा कि आप एनजीओ के लिए नहीं बने हैं। और एनजीओ को भी चिंता करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, क्योंकि हमको हजारों लोग नहीं चाहिए, हमको थोड़े से लोग चाहिए। मेरी संस्था को 400 लोग चाहिए, और इतने लोग तो इस दुनिया में हैं कि जो मेरी संस्था एक रोल मॉडल है, एक क्लासिकल एग्जांपल है कि ऐसे, मैं नाम नहीं देना चाहूंगा, समय की कमी है, ऐसे मेरी वेबसाइट पे पूरे नाम है, ऐसे लोग हैं कि जो एक पर्पस के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं। उनको एक प्लेटफॉर्म चाहिए, उनको एक लिविंग वेज चाहिए, उनको प्रोत्साहन चाहिए। वो पैसे के लिए काम नहीं करते हैं, वो एक पर्पस के लिए, एक उद्देश्य के लिए, एक लक्ष्य के लिए, एक विकास के लिए कार्य करते हैं। हमको ऐसे लोगों को खोजना पड़ेगा, अपने साथ जोड़ना पड़ेगा। और मैं कहना चाहूंगा, यदि बीपीए ये कर सकती है तो हर एक संस्था कर सकती है। हमारी सैलरी कॉर्पोरेट और गवर्नमेंट से कंपेरेबल नहीं है, बिल्कुल नहीं है, और ना ही होगी, क्योंकि वो संभव नहीं है। और मैनेजमेंट में हमको पढ़ाया जाता है कि मनी इज नॉट द मोटिवेशन फैक्टर, मनी इज ए हाइजीन फैक्टर। केवल ज्यादा पैसा मिले, लोग ज्यादा काम करेंगे, ये कोई साइंस नहीं बोलती है। यदि लोगों को अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट मिलेगा, अच्छा वातावरण मिलेगा, अच्छा प्रोत्साहन मिलेगा, अच्छे लोग मिलेंगे, अच्छा पर्पस मिलेगा, अच्छे रिजल्ट मिलेंगे, तो कम पैसे से भी लोग अच्छा कार्य कर सकते हैं।
Wonderful, wonderful. I think there are some more questions. Let me. Someone asked me which NGO, कौन सा NGO. This is about Blind People Association Ahmedabad. We are talking about, and but the purpose is that Pankaj Nokhan, I'm interested in part-time NGO. Part-time NGO, part-time कुछ नहीं होगा सर. You have to be committed. Part-time में part-time ही चलेगा.
यस 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 यस, एक्चुअली क्लैरिफाई करना चाहूंगा, हमारी संस्था का नाम ब्लाइंड पीपल्स एसोसिएशन है, लेकिन हम लोग सभी विकलांगता के लिए कार्य करते हैं। आपको जान के ताजुब होगा कि हमारा सबसे बड़ा जो कवरेज है वो मेंटल हेल्थ पे है, मेंटल इंटेलेक्चुअली चैलेंज पे है, और स्पेशल नीड पे है, डेफ ब्लाइंडनेस पर है, ऑर्थोपेडिक पर है। हम लोग सभी विकलांगता के लिए बहुत लार्ज स्केल पर कार्य। हमारा जो सीबीआर है, जो हमने लगभग 5 लाख लोगों को कवर किया है विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ मैनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, देयर वी कवर एवरी डिसेबिलिटी इंक्लूडिंग ऑटिज्म। सो ये हमारी संस्था का हम नाम चेंज नहीं करना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि इसमें 5 नए 3 व्यक्तियों ने जगदीश पटेल के लीडरशिप में शुरू किया था, हम उसको रिटेन करना चाहते हैं। लेकिन संस्था सभी विकलांगता के लिए कार्य करती है और सभी कॉम्बिनेशन के लिए कार्य करती है। और नंबर 2, देयर इज अ वेरी बिग स्कोप कि अच्छा, आप किसी ने पॉइंट रेज किया, वॉलंटियर्स आर ए बिग रिसोर्स। आज बीपी की जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो इसके वॉलंटियर्स हैं, इसके ट्रस्टी हैं। लॉट ऑफ पीपल वो वेल क्वालिफाइड, जो कंपनी के मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी के डायरेक्टर थे, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर थे, वेरी वेल प्लेस्ड थे, अच्छी फैमिलीज आते हैं, कंपनी के प्रेसिडेंट है, उनकी फैमिली है, वो एज ए वॉलंटियर आते हैं। और मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि वॉलंटियर्स ब्रिंग लॉट ऑफ वैल्यूज, credibility, experience, and exposure to the institute. So we should encourage as many volunteers. I can see in the list of participants, there are few leading volunteers also, जिन्होंने रिटायरमेंट के बाद, क्योंकि सबकी सेहत अच्छी होती है, सबको अच्छा पैसा मिल रहा है, लेकिन उनको कुछ कार्य चाहिए, कुछ उद्देश्य चाहिए, कुछ लक्ष्य चाहिए। और मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि ऐसे लोग जो रिटायरमेंट के बाद एक उद्देश्य के साथ जुड़ते हैं, वो बहुत अच्छा कार्य करते हैं। अरविंद आई हॉस्पिटल, जो मिस्टर वेंकट रामन थे, उन्होंने, वेंकट स्वामी, उन्होंने रिटायरमेंट के बाद शुरू किया था। आफ्टर रिटायरिंग स्टार्टेड द अरविंद आई हॉस्पिटल, जो आज दुनिया का लार्जेस्ट आई हॉस्पिटल है। तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि जो लोग अच्छी फैमिली से हैं, जो एजुकेटेड हैं, वेल टू डू है, लेकिन वेल मीनिंग है, जो वांट टू कम एंड वर्क विद योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, प्लीज एनकरेज देम। There are a lot of people who want to come for an hour or 2 hours and have little travel expense and all. Please encourage that. सभी जो permutation combinations हैं, अच्छे लोगों का, लोग अच्छे होंगे तो आपकी संस्था आगे बढ़ेगी। यदि लोग पैसे के लिए आएंगे तो आप पैसे के चक्कर में जहां थे वहीं पर रह जाओगे। थैंक यू।
आपने बोला travel expense something, I just said, do you engage people with give them travel expense something like that? Just now?
Sorry.
Are you-
Yeah, some people who want to come and they just want to have the travel expenses. We do that definitely. They should not go out of money. A lot of people who come for 2 hours, 3 hours, they are very good people. They say we will come voluntary. But coming from home and the institute and back, we will very gladly pay that because after they're spending the money and we can afford to pay that. Sir, किसी एक का बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है राकेश गुप्ता जी का कि पेरेंट्स इन्वॉल्वमेंट पर. इनफैक्ट मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि जो पेरेंट्स हैं वो हर एक कार्य का एक बैकबोन है. दे आर द पीपल हु कैन मेक ऑल द डिफरेंस. आप उनको काउंसिल करना पड़ेगा. मेरी संस्था ने प्रोग्राम चलाया था पेरेंट काउंसलिंग, जिसमें हम लोग पेरेंट्स को लाकर, पेरेंट्स और सिबलिंग्स को लाकर उनको प्रॉपर काउंसलिंग करते थे. यूनिसेफ ने फंडिंग किया था. बहुत फैंटास्टिक रिजल्ट आए थे. आज भी हमारी संस्था में पेरेंट्स इन्वॉल्वमेंट इज रेस्पेक्टेड, वैल्यूड, encouraged, motivated. You have to go to them, you have to motivate them. Once the parents are motivated, that makes very big difference. And about making the payment, people will pay you if you have quality service, if they find a change, if they find improvement. No, a lot of people, because payment to our institute for the taxpayer is tax exempt, they can claim the exemption on that. यदि आप उनको ठीक से मोटिवेट करेंगे और एट द सेम टाइम आप अपने प्रोग्राम को बहुत एक्सपेंसिव मत बनाइए. मेक इट अफोर्डेबल, मेक इट कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव, रेज द मनी फ्रॉम पब्लिक. काफी लोग ऐसे हैं दुनिया में कि जो इस पर्पस के लिए आपको सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं. लोग सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं तो लीजिए. और जो पेरेंट्स हैं उनके पास ऑलरेडी बहुत बर्डन है. दे ऑलरेडी आर नॉट विलिंग टू स्पेंड मनी ऑन अवर स्पेशली चिल्ड्रन. सो इफ यू मोटिवेट देम, जस्ट bring them to the center. We will take care of the expenses. They will be motivated. It's a question of good fundraising, good resources. यदि रिसोर्स मिलता है तो यूज करिए. There's tons of money around the world which is lying unused, which is lying untapped. Tap it, use it for a purpose. Doesn't matter even somebody can afford it, still not willing to pay. We will pay for that. For example, we do the eye surgeries. We tell them, if you want free eye surgery, we'll do it. But surgery is must, not the payment, because somebody else is making the payment. If somebody sitting in America is willing to pay for all the free surgeries, if government of India is willing to pay for all the free surgeries, why should I mind? I'll tap it from the government, I'll tap it from the donor, but I'll see that services are delivered.
Rakesh ji, can you unmute yourself and ask your question again? And possibly, I think you are running a center somewhere. I have given a request to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi.
Ji.
I'm audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Are you running a center somewhere?
Yeah, actually, we are just running the center, but not at the very big and NGO level, because we have a 2 autistic child, and I have a two child only, and both are the autistic. And my wife is the special educator. And as sir said, because sir, I just mentioned here, because we are just bearing all the stationery, all the expenses in our pockets. The 4,000, because we are just engaged the two teachers and one ayah, because you know the hygiene issue with these students. So we have 4 students only. We are not a very big centers, and the entire 1 floor is dedicated for this centers. Infrastructure, because my wife is well versed about this process. So all the infrastructure wise, we are just build the infrastructure. But the problem is the parents, because even the parents are very highly, you can say they are financially very, very able. It is not because one parent is the CA and another is the engineering, from the engineering background. So this is only I just feel the mindset, because they are not willing to pay, because they may as you said, the quality, because we have just put a lot of effort, because we have a 2 child also. So that quality wise, I don't think, because we are also associated with the Tamanna School of Hope from Delhi, and we are taking the advice from them also. But still we are facing the problem, because earlier we have the 8 students, now the 4, and from last 2 months there's only the 2. And it is not the case. They are just joining some other centers, because they are not joining any centers. They are sitting idle in the house. I don't know whether they are just really serious about this their children. So this is really a worry. Maybe I'm just living in the Udaipur, Rajasthan, and this region, maybe they are not aware on that. Even we put an effort to visit on the Saturday and the Sunday, because I have a holiday. I have just a weekly off Saturday, Sunday. So with my wife, we have visited that home, that students' home also. And as you absolutely said, rightly, that we have to just aware, because to put the effort also. So even after the visiting their parents' house, the things are not improving.
आंसर राकेश, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आपका प्रश्न बिल्कुल, आपकी व्यथा बिल्कुल सही है. ये प्रॉब्लम होती है. तो मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है कि आप शुरू में किसी संस्था के साथ जुड़िए, किसी और संस्था के आपके साथ जोड़िए. मैं क्लासिकल एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा. आप जब जोधपुर विजिट करें हमारा वहाँ पर केंद्र है मंडोर मंडी में, जो हम लोग वहाँ चलाते हैं, और हमारे वहाँ शायद वेटिंग होती है, लोग आना चाहते हैं। और फर्क एक ही है कि हमारी जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है वो हमको वहाँ की मंडोर मंडी की एसोसिएशन ने दी है। उनका सेंटर था जो वो चला नहीं पा रहे थे, अभी हम चलाते हैं, तो हमारी कोई कॉस्ट नहीं है, अवर बिल्डिंग इज फ्री। एंड देन वी आर रेजिंग मनी फ्रॉम पीपल, सी पीपल इन जोधपुर, पीपल इन उदयपुर आर वेरी वेल टू डू, दे आर ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड एज कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज एंड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट। तो वी टारगेट देम एंड वी ट्राई टू रेज द, यू आर वेरी राइट, बिकॉज आवर पेरेंट्स आर विलिंग टू स्पेंड मनी ऑन द नॉन डिजेबल चिल्ड्रन। जब ये विकलांग बच्चे की बात आती है तो उनको विश्वास नहीं है कि इसका आउटकम क्या होगा। तो हम लोग एज ए स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट हम लोग फंड रेज करते हैं। हम लोग लोगों को बोलते हैं कि आप हमको प्रति माह 4,000 रुपए इस बच्चे के खर्च के लिए दिए, और मैं विश्वास देना चाहूंगा यदि आपकी स्कीम अच्छी होगी, आपके इरादे अच्छे होंगे, तो पैसा मिलता है। और सबसे शुरू में आप चाहो तो किसी और संस्था के साथ आप उसका एज ए सेंटर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यदि जोधपुर में साल का 10 लाख खर्च आता है तो हमको 10 लाख रेस करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। कोई भी CSR पार्टनर, मेरी CSR टीम इतना फंड रेज बहुत आसानी से कर लेती है। उससे एडवांटेज क्या होता है कि पेरेंट्स को हम लोग को मनी की जगह पर सेवा के साथ जोड़ना पड़ेगा। ये कहे कि नहीं आप हमको पूरा खर्चा दो, राकेश जी बिलीव मी, अभी वो समय नहीं आया कि जब पेरेंट्स अपने विकलांग बच्चों की शक्ति को पहचान पाते हैं अथवा खर्च करना चाहते हैं, हमको स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा। इसलिए हमको थोड़ा हमारी संस्था इतनी बड़ी होने के बावजूद आज भी चैरिटी मॉडल पे काम करती है। आज भी हम लोग बोलते हैं कि इट्स अफोर्डेबल टू यू, आप पे करना चाहो तो कर सकते हो, नहीं कर सकते हो तो हम लोग खर्च करेंगे, क्योंकि हम लोग उसको बैकवर्ड लिंकेज में जाते हैं। हम लोग किसके साथ टाई अप कर देते हैं। हमारे हर एक प्रोजेक्ट का कोई ना कोई ट्रस्टेड डोनर है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने 1008 बहनों को सिलाई की तालीम दी, सिलाई मशीन दिया, हमने खर्च नहीं किया है, एक ही डोनर ने, समसारा ग्रुप ने पूरा खर्च किया। हम लोग रिहैब सेंटर चला रहे हैं, मुफ्तलाल ग्रुप उसमें खर्च करता है, तो काफी डोनर हैं जो खर्च करते हैं। मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है कि आपकी व्यथा बिल्कुल सही है, और आप तो पहले किसी संस्था की विजिट कीजिए। आप जोधपुर जा सकते हैं, आप अहमदाबाद आ सकते हैं, काफी अच्छी संस्थाएं हैं राजस्थान में भी। आप उनके साथ जुड़िए, उनका मार्गदर्शन लीजिए, उनका सब सेंटर बनाइए। और मैं तो कहूंगा कि यदि आपकी इच्छा हो तो आप BP के साथ भी जुड़ सकते हैं, और हमें कोई एक सेंटर कोई जगह पर चलाने में, उसके लिए फंड रेज करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। मेरी टीम बहुत ही स्ट्रांग टीम है, और हम लोग राजस्थान में बॉर्डर एरिया में काफी काम करते हैं। और हम लोग चाहेंगे कि किसी को भी ऐसा जो जगह दे सकते हो, ऑफ कोर्स फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, हम लोग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर खर्च नहीं करते हैं। बाकी उसको रनिंग के लिए आई एश्योर यू देयर आर डोनर्स। मैं एक बात जो हमारी चर्चा में नहीं आई है, आजकल ऑनलाइन भी फंड रेजिंग होता है, आजकल फॉरेन से भी फंड रेजिंग होता है। हमारा बिगेस्ट फंड रेजिंग कॉर्पोरेट ऑनलाइन और इंडिविजुअल हाई नेटवर्क से होता है। तो आप थोड़ा इसमें आपको हमारी वेबसाइट देखिए, ट्राई करिए कि हम लोग फंड रेज कैसे करते हैं। और पहले आपको उसके लिए कोई ट्रस्ट अथवा सोसाइटी बनाना पड़ेगा। आप नहीं बनाना चाहते हैं तो किसी संस्था का एक हिस्सा बन जाना पड़ेगा। हमारी जितनी भी संस्थाएं हैं, सेंटर्स हैं, हम नहीं चलाते हैं, लोकल लोग चलाते हैं, उनके साथ चलाते हैं। हम लोग खर्च उठाते हैं, हम लोग टेक्निकल सपोर्ट देते हैं, हम लोग टेक्निकल मटेरियल देते हैं, रिहैब डिवाइसेस देते हैं, इंटरवेंशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं, हॉस्पिटल रेफर करते हैं, लेकिन जो मैनेजमेंट है वो लोकल टीम करती है। आप तो मैनेज करना ही चाहते हैं, और मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है कि उदयपुर में और भी काफी अच्छी संस्थाएं हैं, आप उनके साथ जुड़िए, अपनी संस्था चला। जब आप थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस आ जाएगा, जब आपका बच्चे आ जाए, तो देन यू कैन डीरेल एंड बिकम एन इंडिपेंडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। लेकिन पहले आपको किसी का हाथ पकड़ना पड़ेगा, किसी को हाथ देना पड़ेगा जो आपका हाथ पकड़ सके और आपको गाइड कर सके।
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, we have just given a lot of insights, and after this session, that all the awareness related to the, because a lot of things are the unknowingly we don't know, and the dots are connected. So thank you very much. Definitely will help us.
मेरे कलीग धर्मेंद्र जैना है, शायद वो कुछ कहना चाहते हैं। बहुत उनके अच्छे विचार हैं, उन्होंने भी डॉक्टरेट राजस्थान से किया है। आप उनको परमिट करिए तो 1 मिनट में कुछ कहना चाहेंगे।
I think he can speak. I can unmute himself and then speak.
धर्मेंद्र 1 मिनट।
Yes.
Yeah, very good afternoon, all of you. So it was really insightful, sir. The things you described today, something was new for me also, and it was really inspiring. Regarding the social factor and how you can include the community people in your work. So we have running eye hospital under BPA at Batrao. So it was a classic example of how you can motivate community to be part of your whole activities. So really very surprised that it's a hospital of blind people's associations which is doing around 5,000 surgeries in a year time. We have just inaugurated the hospital just 1.5 years before. But you should, once you have trust in the community and you have trust in your own people, and you have your own system that how to make the fund, get the fund from different sources and understand the stakeholders very well. So once you identify the stakeholders, so you know that we are not the only one part of any activities, like rightly said by Dr. Punani, that we are only the, that trusteeship, but you have to understand the stakeholders part. So once you are doing certain activities, so there are many stakeholders involved in the whole activities. So you have to identify them and put them in the right, that in right place and the right time and and you should know that how to get best out of them. So that's what BPA rightly doing. So once they are doing any project activities, say they identify different stakeholders into activities and they try to get best out of them. So like in the Batrok projects, the project cost was around more than 10 crores of rupees. So you will very surprised that it's all the fund being managed by the local people. BPA was the that only did the role of the bridging the gap. So that was certain need of the community, and communities they're willing to participate. Many times community don't know how to go about it. So BPA plays the role. So maybe the how to make the infrastructure ready, or how to get it financially sustainable, or how to make it legally sustainable. So this all part BPA takes a major role. So thank you, Dr. Punani, for such kind of nice, insightful thoughts what you shared, and it's really great. And you have already shared what are the points I have been raised. It was already been answered by you during your presentations. So you have developed a team very well. It's not about developing the infrastructure only or developing the institute. All the institutes mostly depend upon the financial sustainability or infrastructure sustainability or human resources required to make this issue sustainability. So you made all the threads into one part, and thanks for the insightful presentations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dharmendra.
Thank you for Dharmendra ji for this. I would like to share Dr. Bhushan Punani one video which was shot at your center when my wife was working there as a resource person in Parley branch for mother and child training program. Once I visited, because that time I was working with Tata Teleservices, and meanwhile some days were off, so I visited there and shot that video. So it may be an emotional moment for me to share that video with your permission.
Sure, most welcome. Share the copy, we'll upload on our YouTube also.
So this is one small video when she was working at your Parley Center. I believe this is visible to everyone.
शनिवार को बॉक्स में डाल सकते हैं, और पहले से नाम के नीना ना नीना। और सबसे पहले देखो निकेत बच्चा देखो नीना करके दिखाएगी सैटरडे को कैसे बॉक्स में डालते हैं। बच्चा देखो पर्सन डालेगा सैटरडे को, देखो पहले सैटरडे को बॉक्स में डालो। वेरी गुड पंकज, वेरी गुड। और अभी बच्चा को और देखो पंकज देखो बच्चा कैसे डाल रहा है। वाह अनिकेत, look here अनिकेत, इधर देखो देखो पंकज देखो कैसे डाल रहा है अनिकेत। आज सैटरडे है, आज सैटरडे है, आज शनिवार 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 है। और सैटरडे को कौन सा डेट है हम लोग ये देखेंगे ना, आज क्या डेट है। कल क्या थी पहले देखो देखो पंकज, कल क्या थी, कल थी 13, नहीं रॉन्ग हो गया सारा, इतने दिन की छुट्टी थी 13, 14, 15 और आज है 16। अनिकेत आगे सर्कल करो, आओ आज की डेट को सर्कल करो। पंकज और बच्चा देखो अनिकेत सर्कल कर रहा है 16। आज है, आप क्या बोलते 16, आज 16 है और 16 को डे है सैटरडे। पंकज बच्चा देखो 16 को सैटरडे और बैठ जाओ, इसको बुखार है।
Wonderful. And I'll play one more video, which is again from. Let me minimize it. And this is one more video. This is one more video working with Aniket.
कोई जल्दी
Welcome to another insightful session at English Speeches. Today, we're diving into a powerful speech delivered by Subramanyam Jaishankar, India's Minister for External Affairs, at the 77th session of the UN General Assembly. Discover how India
दो वीडियो एक साथ चल गया, सॉरी।
ये पूछिए पहले, ये पूछिए जल्दी
आसूस है,
अब पूछिए किसी का नाम लेके बोलिए, पहले पूछिए ये क्या है पूरा।
आसूस है,
अब टच
आसूस है, आसूस है।
अब बोलिए टच टूथब्रश गुजराती में बोलिए
हेलो हेलो
ना। पॉइंट या टच टूथब्रश, जैसे हमने पूछा व्हाट इज दिस, उसने बोला टूथब्रश ना।
I'll just. So these are.
You don't need a second job. You just need to learn how to talk to AI. Let's be real. Most people over 40 use ChatGPT like it's Google.
So these were the emotional moment. That is why I wanted to share this. And here is your 5-day bootcamp link, which I posted in the chat box also. You can join that link. So Dr. Bhushan Punani, wonderful session was there when I was there.
Anurag, there's a question from Bhavika.
Yes.
If you permit me, Bhavika has asked a very important question जो सभी को लागू पड़ता है. उन्होंने पूछा है कि जो पॉलिसीज और लॉज की आप बात करते हैं क्या वो अनफोल्ड होते हैं. भाविका जी, मैं आपको सभी को बताना चाहूंगा, our country is the most advanced country in drafting and enacting and adopting the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act. और मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मैं उस ड्राफ्टिंग कमेटी का मेंबर था और 2 चैप्टर कोऑर्डिनेट करने का अवसर मिला. आपको जान के खुशी होगी, ताज्जुब होगा, हैरानी होगी, इस कानून के आने के बाद after it's implemented, the whole scenario of disability development is changed in the country. एक एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा. गुजरात हाई कोर्ट ने जजमेंट दिया है कि 1995 के बाद जितने बैकलॉग है वैकेंसीज का फॉर पीपल विद डिसेबिलिटीज दैट कम्स टू 26,000, उसको 1 साल में भरना पड़ेगा. Movement is going on thanks to National Federation of the Blind, Santosh Rungta ji. Today there is a campaign going on to employ 26,000 people with disabilities, including people with autism who are mentally challenged, on various government jobs. Same way the Supreme Court has given a very, very bold judgment that every school in this country should have 2 special educators to see that children with disabilities get a special coverage. So Bhavika ji, कानून तो बनते हैं, स्वीकार भी होते हैं, लेकिन ये is up to you कि how you do advocacy, put hard work and see that all those laws are implemented in the right areas. Today there cannot be an institute in the country which runs an educational program supported or funded by government and does not have 5% reservation for people with disability, be it IIM, Law University, Design University, or any university or institute which has a government support element, they have to reserve 5% seats for people with disabilities. आपको जान के ताजुब होगा, IIM अहमदाबाद जो मेरे विंडो के सामने है, आज तक लगभग 450 दिव्यांग जनों ने वहां से MBA पूरा किया है. इसलिए संभव हुआ क्योंकि हमारा कानून है और कानून का उल्लंघन नहीं किया जा सकता. इसलिए कानून तो बनते हैं, लेकिन कितना इफेक्टिव होंगे वो आप पे डिपेंड करता है, आपकी एडवोकेसी पे डिपेंड करता है. लेकिन मुझे बहुत गर्व है कि थैंक्स टू आवर PM ऑफिस दे आर मॉनिटरिंग ऑल दिस रिजर्वेशंस कि उनका आज रेलवे, बैंकिंग, PSUs में इतना जबरदस्त अपॉइंटमेंट हो रहा है पीपल विद डिसेबिलिटीज का कि दे आर शॉर्ट ऑफ पीपल नाउ. देयर आर मोर वैकेंसीज इन गुजरात देन पीपल विद डिसेबिलिटीज हु मीट द एजुकेशन एंड एक्सपीरियंस क्राइटेरिया. थैंक यू.
One last question, although you have suggested a lot many things, and that last question is, if you are in my place, like Anurag Srivastava running Approach Audience Society, and which has a turnover of 42 lakhs last year, and has to raise now this year 36 lakhs in 4 months for social enterprise empowering person with disabilities, what are the 3 most important piece of advice would you give me?
First is that identify a company near Jaipur in Rajasthan, which has turnover of more than 500 crores and which is under CSR. You all will be very happy that 50,000 crores have to be spent under CSR during this year, and there's a tons of money available. And interestingly, the skill development and livelihood of people with disabilities are part of CSR now. And you can go to my website and go to the home page. You'll see a list of 100 corporate, including Electrotherm, National is on the list, which are supporting the disability related projects. Just identify any corporate near your projects or any PSU which under CSR, study their website, study their focus area. Whenever they have focus which matches with your requirement, make an application, follow up. There's a tons of money available under CSR. In fact, they are looking for the good organization, honest organization which mean to spend the money. Number 1. Number 2, there are huge number of Indians who are settled abroad and they have tons of money. They are loaded with a lot of money. And if you have FCRA or you operate through an FCRA registered organization, there are lot of Indians, people from Rajasthan, people from Gujarat, who are willing to give lot of money to such causes. Only thing, you identify them, approach them, counsel them, motivate them, enable them. Third and very important source for all of you is online fundraising. Just go to Give India in India or Dana Mojo or global giving at the world level. And you'll be surprised, the future of fundraising belongs to online fundraising. There are many organizations like BPA which raise substantial amount of money through the online mechanism, where a lot of people, then they become the repeat donors. And fourth and very important is the crowdfunding. If you have the requirement by name of people, just go for crowdfunding, and there's a lot of money available. Only thing is, to do all that, you have to put your house in order. You need the registration and the income tax, Charities Act. Then you need the list of people, balance sheet, your stories, success stories, which you already have shown a couple of them, you and Mrs. Srivastava. So I suggest first source CSR, second source our Indians settle abroad, third source online fundraising, and fourth is there are a lot of HNIs around us who have big businesses, big jobs. They'll be very glad. Only thing is, they will not come to you to start with. You have to go to them. You have to take an appointment, meet them. Once you start working and start expanding, they will come to you. Today, you'll be all very happy. BP has on an average 10 to 15 walk-in donors. I repeat, every day there are 10 to 15 walk-in donors, and BP has to raise minimum 1 lakh rupees from these walk-in donors to survive and grow. You will be all happy. You can see our website, as you rightly mentioned. We are able to raise that money from the walk-in donors, and that's, I should say, biggest achievement of my team and my organization. And there's a recognition of integrity, honesty, transparency in this country. Thank you.
Wonderful learning. 10 to 15 walk-in donors is certainly a very big thing. 10 to 15, I look for 10 to 15 walk-in donors every month in case they can't come to us, I can survive. And certainly fundraising is very important part of any organization.
Many donors are from Rajasthan. Many donors walk into BPA have the background of Rajasthan. We are very popular among, we say, the Marwadi donors.
Marwadi donors, okay. So the wonderful meeting. Anyone wants to ask some specific question, how to start their own venture at their own location, they can ask right now.